All right, folks, it's David and Alyssa Muller coming at you again. Today is Thirsty Thursday.
Woohoo! Thirsty Thursday.
We're going to talk about what we're doing to quench our thirst for knowledge.
All right, so many of you that follow me already know. Well, first of all, keep calm and challenge on. Very important, friends. Challenge each other. First things first. This is what I call the Bible of personal development. Yes, the Bible.
Yeah.
So I reread this every year around the New Year's when we're on our workshop retreat to review the year and set up the next year. This is a book by Stephen Covey, and I was introduced to it in my young 20s. I actually bought the children's version of Stephen Covey's book his son wrote in reference to this to my kids when I was coaching. So we had a kind of like a personal development program in our gym. And as I read the child version of it, teenager version of it, I fell in love with it and got the adult version. So I reread this again every year. So I've read this for almost going on 20 years every year. And each time I interpret it different, because you might think, well, why would you reread the same book over and over? I'm a different person every single year. So when I read it, things that didn't quite make sense before or I didn't quite understand, now, oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm like so excited. But honestly, this first things first, it helps you organize. That's why we can do multiple things all the time, is it taught me how to calendar block. It taught me how to prioritize. So I was no longer sick and tired and overrun and felt like I was doing not enough good for anyone. So I was like doing a million things and doing 50% of the million things. Yeah, it literally helped. It was part of the framework of our workshop that we run that helps people with their goals, turning your goals into achievements. So what Stephen Covey does is he helps you understand your core values. So that way, when you're going through your choices every single day, which all of us have choices, you can actually ask internal questions to say, yes, I'm going to proceed with that direction, or no, I'm going to hold off and wait for that. And it really does keep you aligned with your vision and who you are as a person, so you're not miserable. See, I often think that people that are miserable, what happened was they made choices that didn't align with their core values. They're not bad choices, but it leads you to a path where maybe you have a fantastic job, you make a 6-figure income, but you're miserable and you can't get out of it because you've made the choices of having a large home, 2 cars, the lifestyle that you have. And now, because of those choices, because, you made it because of the money, which isn't a bad thing, but if that work environment doesn't align with your core values and what you're passionate about, you're going to be miserable. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how many things you have.
That's why it's so important to really get in touch with what your core values are. Because however you organize your life, whatever decisions you make that are based on your priorities in that moment of decision, if you take and do the work to really delve into who you are and what it is that makes you tick and your core values and create a personal vision statement, when it comes time as these decisions come up, if you've already done that, you will already be a step ahead of, let's be honest, most people have.
And it'll be so easy to make the choices and not feel guilty. That's the thing too. Guilt is a horrible noose around most people's necks, is you feel guilty because you want to do that. You want to make that choice for the other person and not yourself, and you think you're being selfish because you're making it about yourself first. But honestly, you can't do more for others if you're an empty vessel. Yeah.
Pretty legit. So, as most of you know, one of my biggest.
He's a new raving fan of this guy.
My new raving fan.
He doesn't know it either, but Gary's going to definitely.
Gary B.
Definitely know David.
We went to a the
Stalker Bunch.
No, I know. We went to the what's it called? It
was the National
Achievers Conference. And I was pretty excited because a couple of the sharks were going to be there from Shark Tank. Barbara Corcoran and Kirkowitz.
No, that's not.
Robert.
Yankovic. I don't know. Anyway. There. And then also George W. Bush was going to be there. And then there's another guy I never heard of. His name was Gary Vaynerchuk, right? So we're really excited to
for this
To learn,
event, to learn.
Hear all these great
and
speakers.
Gary gets up there and he just goes off
on a rant.
And the guy, if
got
you've
a
ever
potty
seen,
mouth.
you know what I'm talking about. The guy
Potty mouth.
he cusses a little bit though, right?
A little.
He cusses a lot, but
I was ashamed of Brett.
it's well placed. And
No,
so
he's
I
a great
wonder-
guy. He does swear, but he is pretty awesome.
So I've been watching
Got a good
YouTube
heart.
videos, and so I'll plug in something motivational in the mornings every morning now. And one of the things that I ran across on these morning personal growth that we would do while we were getting ready or whatever was this guy who cusses a lot. And when I went back, when I saw him live, I wonder if that's that guy, because he's really good. Sure enough, I went back smitten, and I cannot get enough of Gary Vee.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. David
so-
wants to spend a lot more time with him than
So I used to. Don't be weird. Okay, so I used to read a lot of books. I loved reading. I'd be able to just go through these. But I noticed nowadays I don't have as much time. And so what I've been doing, I love Audible. If you haven't downloaded Audible yet, it's got all these audiobooks. So I got this one on Audible, and I loved reading it because he actually reads it in his own voice, which I think is a huge.
Yeah, it's much better to hear
It's
that.
much better for books. So, and I loved it so much, and there was a lot of stuff that he was referring back to in the book, like websites and different things like that. So I had to go buy the paper copy, so I had the stuff in print. And because I love it so much, and I think everybody should use it, I got 2 copies. So I'm going to give one of these away to somebody if they want it. Just comment below.
We would love for you to comment below what is your, the book that has impacted you the most, or the Audible that's impacted you the most. And I'm going to give one of you guys this book away. So David's going to give away Crush It, and I'm going to give away First Things First. So in order to win that, we just want you to comment below and share the reason why that Audible and or book or whatever you're thirsty for knowledge, that you seeked in the past and learned exponentially from, share it below. And I will pick one person and David will pick one person and we will get this to you delivered.
Perfect.
All right. Oh. Muller's out.
Wait. I know you're asking about the cup. So my cup today is from Carnival, as you can see. When you cruise Carnival as much as we do, every time you go, they give you a gift of some sort. One time they give us a little speaker where you can plug into the phone. Actually, I carry it around.
Amazing.
It's great. This is a great one.
Yeah.
So,
all right, now.
Boom.
Woo,
Muller's out.